Are you ready to take on the Empire with the new LEGO Rebel Yavin 4 base? If so, let's dive in to see exactly how they're going to accomplish that. The new Yavin 4 Rebel base, not set backwards this time. LEGO set 75365 at 1,066 pieces. I don't understand what LEGO's obsession is with order 66. It is very too soon.
It's way too soon.
So knock it off, add an extra piece in there, make it 67. But this thing is super cool. It retailed at $169 US, so it is kind of expensive. But there's a lot going on in this set. But before we jump into the actual base, this thing came with really cool minifigs that I'll let Jesse kind of go over.
With a whopping 12 figures, there's a lot of ground to cover. So let's dive right in. First off, we have Luke Skywalker with his long flowing locks, double-faced, one smiling, one that looks like he has to poop, his iconic blue lightsaber, a yellow jacket, tan pants, and a beautiful, or not tan pants, brown pants, and a beautifully gold medallion wrapped around his neck. Next up, keeping with that 70s space trend of long flowing brown hair, Han Solo with his iconic jacket, blue pants, and another beautifully encrusted gold medallion. He is double-faced, one smiling, one really angry because Luke farted or something. I don't know why he's so angry with this face. What is up with that face? Next up, Princess Leia with her super long braided hair. Again, double-faced, one smiling, one angry. Something's going on here. They are all very angry so far. And a white gown. Next up, Doc. I forgot his name. We have General Dodonna? Dodonna with some white hair. Does he have double face? Oh yeah, he's got a nice little beard, double face. His face doesn't really change that much. He just looks completely angry all the time. I don't know what this little staff of Ra is for.
It's like a pointing stick.
Oh, is it a pointy stick? I thought it was like a chalk stick to write on a whiteboard. Next up, we have Red Leader Garvin Dreas with his left out in the sun yellowed helmet and pilot suit. He has double face, one, you really can't, oh, I guess he is smiling on one and very serious on the other. The next Rebel pilot we have is John Vander, Gold Leader, with a white helmet, double faced, again smiling, just he looks exactly the same as the other dude, and a pilot jumpsuit. Then we have a very scary looking Chewbacca. Just look into those eyes. I do not like looking into those eyes. He does not have a gold encrusted medallion, sadly. We also have astromech droid R2 BHD in a very steel looking silver with, I guess his body's light gray and the rest of him, his appendages and his head is like a steelish type silver. Very cool. Then we have C3PO. Not much changes here. You have all the little wires sticking out of him, but other than that, relatively unchanged. You have the new R2-D2 variant, which is that dark silver head on a more detailed white body, so I do like that. Then you have a Rebel Fleet Trooper, also double-faced, one kind of smiling, one grimacing, a spear, and what looks like a targeting computer or some kind of distance binoculars. And finally, you have one of the Rebel crew in a tan jumpsuit, also double-faced. She just looks like she's smiling and then also grimacing, and a nice little wrench.
The one thing I will say about those minifigs that I saw is I love how detailed every single one of them are. So if you buy this and look at them, I think that they've gone into a peak on what they can detail on those minifigs, but those were awesome. So now jumping into the Yavin 4 base, we're gonna start off with the little Y-Wing that they give you. This Y-Wing, okay, is absolutely hilarious. It's like a short little mini speeder. It reminds me of the land speeder, Luke Skywalker's land speeder.
It really does.
It does. But so it has the little, I guess the little engines on the back. It has 2 flick fire missiles. It's yellow, white, the little cannon up top, and a place where the R2 unit can sit, and the missiles do fire. Overall, it's not like a bad version, but it's just kind of funny how small it is.
I think it's kind of bad.
But it's kind of cool, but you can't have a giant Y-Wing and let's make this thing. Basically,
Sure you
I
can.
get why they went small. Next up, you got, I'm just gonna go with it, you have the little ladder. Your little step system you can put next to the Y-wing so the troop, the
Is
little
that
pilot.
a ladder?
Well, it's not a ladder, it's a little step thing where they can get inside the Y-wing.
Oh, that's cool.
And a little speeder where the railroad crewmen can drive, if you saw the movie, the troops around to get to their ships quickly. And then I'm pretty sure these are fuel cells or bombs. One of those two. I hope they're not bombs, because that's a very dangerous thing.
Well, it is a Y-wing. But
I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of green, and this thing does lift up, so I'm pretty sure the bombs or whatever fuel cells go in there.
That's what it looks like on the box.
Yeah, basically. Before we continue to plan our attack on the Empire from the Yavin 4 base, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos, or else the Rebel base will be destroyed by Grand Moff Tarkin. Jumping into this magnificent set, it is about time we get this from the original version that is seen. It is a very small one, a little base compared to this. This is kind of...
Oh, you're talking about from that book.
What book?
The book that has the set in it? The old set?
The old set from like the 90s, that little set, that was the Yavin 4 attack base.
Oh, yeah, with the screens. Okay,
Yes.
I know what you're talking about
If you
now.
put that one compared to this one, they are two different sets, and that one's just like the little war room. So we'll go over that.
I thought he was crazy for a second.
Crazy boy. So starting from the front, you have the entrance. There's not really an actual gate that comes down. It's more for show. So I guess anyone can kind of attack them and get inside.
That's poor defense planning.
Then you have these two turrets that kind of move together back and forth, and they have the flick fire capability. So make sure you don't shoot each other's eyes out. Jesse, stop it. You always do this every video. I'm going to slap you.
Okay.
Then you've got tan, I guess the tan outside to match like the jungle with a bunch of foliage around because it is almost like a jungle temple. I see you, Jesse.
I'm not doing anything.
Then on the left side, you have a wall covered in more foliage and this tree that you see in the movie where the Rebel Vanguard or fleet member is checking the Millennium Falcon or incoming ships to see, I'm gonna slap Jesse, to see if they're probably not Empire or not. It is hollow on the inside because it has this thing where you can kind of move him around so he can kind of check the ships out when he needs to. And then when you go into the room next to it, this is the situation room where they are planning the attack on the Death Star. There's only 3 chairs. All they need is 3 pilots. They don't need anybody else. All they need is, and they also have it looks like a blue milk machine or a coffee machine. But I think it's blue milk.
Is that what that is?
It's like a blue coffee machine. And it has the screen of the actual missile going inside the, how big is it? 2 meters
2 meter wide.
2 meter wide. You know, so it kind of shows that. And they also have this weird screen back there. I'm pretty sure it's an intercom, so they can call their parents before they go to war. There was no ladder in these movies, but you go down to an empty room. It's empty. And on the wall, once you close it, there is 1 gun on the wall. So I'm assuming that's the armory. And then you have a thing that kind of shows on the screen about the Y-wing. It has a red mark on the engine saying that it probably needs repairing.
And they're gonna send it anyways.
They're gonna send it. They're one Y-wing they've got to defeat the Empire. Then you go into the middle of the room. This is where the turret room is at. You can kind of see they got like an ammo box, some extra ammo. And I'm liking the glass because if you remember from the movie, that weird stained glass they have almost looks like a moon and a planet and a bunch of lines. Those were stickers, so they're very hard to put on. Then when you go up, I guess above it, this is the room where they are standing in there. When they're receiving their medals. There's a couple of steps that walk up, some foliage are behind them, and that's where you put Han Solo.
That's what that is.
Yeah, so they're kind of standing there, you know. So I'll get to that in a minute, okay? Then when you go above it, they also have a satellite dish so they can watch DirecTV or Netflix, or make sure no one's coming to attack them when necessary. And this does open up too if you need it. I don't know why you would, so don't do that. Then when you go on the right side, this is the other room where Princess Leia and General Dodonna are looking at that weird little computer that makes no sense with the green and red triangles. I never understood that computer and how they're
Pretty sure
reading it.
that's the Death Star moving into position to attack the planet.
Whatever it is, it was a sticker and it was a pain to put on.
Or the moon.
And it does spin, so it's kind of cool. And they also have another speakers they can talk to the people in the war room and say, hi, how you doing?
Oh, nice.
They have a armory again, but this has like fuel cells and thermal detonators. And there's not much in the other wall, maybe a bathroom.
Was that a Bacta tank?
I think it's a Bacta tank. Yeah, I think it is a Bacta tank. I thought it was a fuel cell.
If it is, that's him saying it, not me. I'm just asking questions.
Probably a Bacta tank, okay? So the cool thing about this set is it does come apart. You can take off the top So you can symbolize, you show the Yavin 4 base from the outside, but when they win victory, you can put it down and have all your troops lined up to recreate that set or that scene where they are receiving their medals. So everything does come apart, and it's like a thing where if you saw all the characters, they were double faced for a reason. They have their war faces, and they have their faces when they've won the war and they're receiving their medals. So you can kind of get that playability from both sides.
Well, only 2 people receive medals.
Well, okay, fine.
Everyone else just gets a high five and a job well done.
You know what? The rebel pilot that survived with them didn't get a medal. He wasn't there with them. That one rebel pilot that flew back with them, he didn't get a medal either.
Now, I think this is a pretty cool set. These play sets, there's not much to them. You really have to use your imagination. There isn't. It's just a couple of small rooms, but they did do a good job on choosing which rooms to add to the Yavin 4 base, and it does give the distinction of the Yavin 4 base. So I think that's awesome. I think the best part about this set, though, are all the different minifigures that you get. Some of them unique just to this set, and some of them updated from previous sets.
Now we are the Brick Studs, and we should agree on stuff. I'm gonna slap him. Have you seen the Death Star? The thing's open. They'd all be sucked out into space. It's just giant rooms. That's what LEGO does.
There's more playability than that, though.
They make rooms. That's what all they do. Now moving on to the brick score of this set. To build it, it was not complicated. It only took me about 2.5 hours to actually build the entire set. Because it was like 11 poly bags and just a bunch of small pieces. So it was not complicated. So I give it a 4 out of 5 because with the piece count it has and how long it took to build, it's an easy build.
And with the minifigures, there are 12 minifigures to this set. And like I said before, some of them are unique to this set or they have been updated from previous sets. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the minifigures a 5 out of 5.
So the cost of this set was $169, so it is very pricey, but for the piece count at 1066 and the 12 minifigs that you get, I've gotta say it's a great addition to your collection, to whatever you're trying to do. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 on the cost to piece count. Whoa!
Just buy it on sale.
But let us know in the comments down what you think about this LEGO set. Are you gonna pick it up or are you gonna wait for it to go on sale? Or do you think that Doc, or what is it, General Dordana, looks like Emmett Brown or Doc from Back to the Future? Let us know down in the comments below and we'll see you next time.